Welcome to Connect, powered by the Department of Senior Services. I'm your host, Ladisa Onilagu. This show connects you to information, services, and programs that support healthy aging. The World Health Organization indicates that brain health is an emerging concept that encompasses neural development, plasticity, functioning, and recovery across the life course. The World Federation of Neurology also states that the brain controls our thoughts, speech, memory, and emotions and determines our personality, judgment, and sociability. Simply put, brain health is very important to our overall health. It is necessary to communicate well, make decisions, solve problems, and live a productive life. I'm sure that many of you will agree that when our brains aren't healthy, our bodies and lives are impacted. On today's show, we will talk about brain health with our guests, Milrenette Nelson, Gabrielle Quartet, and Kimberly Pope Lamar. You don't want to miss this, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining us today on Connect. I'm your host, Ladisa Onilagu. Our first guest today is Milrenette Nelson. She is a registered nurse with a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing from Tuskegee University and holds a certification in medical surgical nursing and is a certified public manager. Ms. Nelson has over 30 years of nursing experience and has practiced in the areas of medical surgical, neuroscience, geriatric, and nursing management. Ms. Nelson has been employed with Fulton County for 12 years and is currently the nursing supervisor for the Department of Senior Services Adult Day Health Program. Milrenette Nelson, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're talking about brain health, and I'm excited for our viewing audience to hear your thoughts and experience on this important topic. So first question, how can you promote brain health as you age?
Brain health is very important, and it just doesn't start when you think about as you age at 50 or 60, but brain health starts in your 20s on up. It starts as you mature and having a healthy blood pressure. And blood pressure is very important because if your blood pressure is high, that can cause your vessels in your brain to become clogged and hard. And then that means that it's depriving your vessels of oxygen. And that can lead to vascular dementia, which is the second highest causes of dementia. The second thing is maintaining your blood sugar. Blood sugar is very important because researchers have found that blood sugar levels affect the brain and whether you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. A lot of young people, and remember I said starting in your 20s, a lot of young people are pre-diabetic. So it's important to maintain your blood sugars as well, and which also leads to vascular dementia.
So brain health is impacted by your blood sugar levels and your blood pressure.
Yes, ma'am.
So how can you reduce, or is there a way to reduce cognitive decline in older adults?
Yes, ma'am. There's several ways to do that. Physical activity, social engagement, mental stimulation, just being active. The more active you are, you can decrease the possibility of dementia or Alzheimer's. If you think about it, your brain is constantly busy. It's like a activity board. But if you're not active, the lights go out. So you want to keep that brain active. And if you're socially engaged, talking to people, visiting people, volunteering, learning something new, that brain is going to constantly be lit up. But if you're sitting at home, isolated, not talking with anyone, not doing any puzzles, the lights are going to go out.
And watching TV is not a great example of mental
No.
stimulation. Okay.
Not at all.
For all of our viewing audience members that love to veg out on Netflix or any type of streaming device. Okay.
Right.
Milrenette, will you tell our viewers about mental stimulation? Let's stay there a little bit longer.
Yes. Mental stimulation. Learning something new. Study a foreign language. That's something you may not have done prior in life. So learn Spanish, French. That's going to stimulate your brain because that's something you haven't done before. And you have to study it. You have to practice it. So it's actively stimulating your brain. Something else that we never think about. Instead of using your dominant hand, you may be right-handed. Use your left hand.
Oh, that's new.
That will stimulate your brain. Your brain has to say, wait a minute, we never done that before. And that stimulates your brain as well. Go down a road less traveled. You may take the same routes all the time to the grocery store, to the drugstore, to church. Go a different route. It makes your brain have to think, okay, now, which way do I need to go? Oh, I need to go this way. And memorize that route. So that makes your brain think as well. Memorization techniques. You may, the memory games. Now that's a good way to use your tablet. Play a memory game on your tablet. And you could play it every day. So that also is a good way to stimulate your brain.
These were some excellent examples. I never thought about using the hand that I've never written with. One of the comments that you did make reminded me of two mentors and teachers of our children. One teaches piano, the other tutors in math, but they're in their 80s. And they live by the philosophy of learning something new every single year. Mm-hmm. And they are the healthiest adults that I know. Last question, what are the signs and symptoms of dementia, Alzheimer's, and when should someone think about seeing a doctor?
Now, all of us may forget something. Where did I leave my keys? You may think a minute and say, oh yeah, they're upstairs. Or some of us may walk out of Walmart and say, oh gosh, where did I park? Oh yeah, it's over here. But when you walk out of Walmart and think, oh, where did I park? But you can't remember the color of your car, the type of car that you actually have, that's a problem. Or if you didn't pay your bills for the month, and then by that third month or second month, you're getting the cutoff notices, that's a problem. Forgetting to prepare meals, forgetting to eat. So if you know someone, or if you are a caregiver, you're a daughter or a son, and you pick up on these things, that's when it's time to have a memory test, to go in and see your physician, just to say, hey, mom, mom and dad's having problems with this. Can we have a memory test and some diagnostic tests that we can do? The early you catch it, there's more things that you can do. It might not even be dementia or Alzheimer's. Something else could be going on. And if it is, there's treatments available, especially now, there's more treatments available to slow it down, and then your options as to how you can care for your loved one.
Excellent. You've provided such encouraging news, great information, and bite-sized nuggets that people can walk away with today. Milrenette Nelson, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
We'll be right back with a segment from Chef Boswell in our Perfectly Seasoned segment. So stay tuned.
Welcome to to today's Perfectly Seasoned segment. My name is Chef Quentin Boswell. I'm here at the Benson facility in Fulton County, and today we're going to make a delicious lobster gnocchi bowl. It's a sauteed bowl. I'm going to run down the ingredients. You have your olive oil, grape tomatoes cut in half, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, capers, potato gnocchi, lobster, green onions, green peas, fresh baby spinach, chopped red onions, and you have your melted butter. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with a saute pan. I have it on low heat. You're going to take your oil. You're going to put a few ounces in. This is a 2-ounce portion. So I'm going to go to about a quarter of it. We're going to wait till our pan gets nice and warm. We're going to start with the saute process. First thing we're going to do is we're going to saute our red onions down. All right. You're going to give it about a few minutes in the pan. Then the next item you're going to use, you're going to go ahead and whip the spinach. I have a little salt and pepper, so I'm just going to give it a little dash of that. This is a quick and easy, simple recipe. And you can also add mushrooms, or if you see any items in your refrigerator that you want to get rid of, you can. All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go with our tomatoes. We're going to go with our peas. We're going to continuously stir it up as well. You don't want it to stick to the pan. Next, we're going to go ahead and put our potato gnocchi in. All right, when you saute the potato gnocchi, you want it to get nice and brown. So this process will probably take about 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to stir the pan up. And if you want, you can also drop these in the fryer for a quick second if you like it crispy. And if you do that, you can add that to the pan last. So we're just going to do a completely sauteed dish today. So we're going to go ahead and saute them. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to add a handful of capers. All right. We're going to go ahead and put our lobster meat in. We're going to save a little for on top for our garnish. I'm going to turn the stove off. I'm going to get my bowl. I'm going to plate it. And then we're going to finish it off. Mozzarella. Parmesan. Then we're going to put our lobster on top. There you have it. You have a Thermidor lobster bowl.
We're back and glad to have you with us today on Connect. I'm your host, Ladisa Onilagu. Poor brain health can alter a person's life as they know it, causing decreased cognitive and physical function. This can reduce levels of independence, prematurely remove loved ones from the community or the workforce, and adds to the burden of care, which has a cumulative impact on society. Joining us in this segment are two special guests. Kimberly Pope Lamar is a licensed practical nurse at the Harriet G. Darnell Adult Day Health Program. She is a native of Indiana and attended Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis. She has always been intrigued with how mental illness affects people so differently. Prior to joining Fulton County, Kimberly has represented Centene Corporation as medical triage case management nurse, nurse liaison for Atlanta Public Schools, medical review nurse for Jewish Family and Career Services, and so many other opportunities. She's the mom to 3 amazing children and 2 beautiful grandchildren. Our second guest is Gabriel Botet, who is a native of Miami, Florida, and has lived in Atlanta since 2009, working in film and television. He also volunteered at a local assisted living community. Gabriel decided to offer his creative prowess in a unique way and developed game concepts and cognitive fitness activities that could be enjoyed by those living with neurodegenerative diseases. And then Neuroscience was born. Kim and Gabe, welcome to the show. So I was interested in sharing different perspectives about our adult day health program and what we're bringing to participants. So Gabe, let's start with you first. What exactly is Neuroscience?
Well, Neuroscience is a cognition program that has cultivated my creative skill sets, kind of in lieu of your introduction. It did start with delving into assisted living and becoming a facilitator activities and experientially getting the experience with people hands-on, and also educating myself through the process of neuroscience and making it applicable. And the place that I worked at essentially was an AL that pertained to independent living and also had memory care. And I had individuals that were, I'd say, from their 50s to centenarians, and there were different variances of their cognition. Some were brain trauma, etc. It kind of gave me a lot of insight, and I had ordered just about every game I could get from these catalogs and trying to figure things out. People. And I thought I could be like a cognition mobile DJ. And I just thought I could.
Hold on, did you say cognition mobile DJ?
It was essentially a cognition mobile DJ.
That's pretty good.
I thought it was neat. I had realized that idea of being a cognition DJ. So I reached out to a few people and slowly started designing games. And as I would meet people and assisted livings and groups and other opportunities that presented themselves, I started getting a feel for categories of these cognition games and tailoring them for the groups, and then ultimately had a program, and I had an evaluation, and off one visit with the individual or the group, I can make an analysis, and then I just continue making games and already had games or records or music, I guess. So I had stuff to bring, and that's how it started. And I've always used my creativity and artistic abilities, and when I like something, I want to research it. So intelligence, cognition, health, personal health, it's all practical things to me in my life. So I applied my life to my work.
Excellent. Kimberly, you've seen Neuroscience in action. Can you share your observations with how our adult day health participants have received this very interesting and innovative cognitive exercise?
The concept is amazing. They're really engaged. They really enjoy it. You can see the aha moments. You can hear them kind of working it out and talking their way through it. They begin to help each other and feed off one another, and it really stimulates them. They're really working. It's engaged.
And why do you think it's so important to our adult day health participants and even caregivers?
Because lack of stimulation and boredom can be one of the most frustrating things for the participant as well as the caregiver. So we found that providing those type of activities to engage them and bring pleasure into their everyday life and keep them stimulated.
Okay, Gabriel, I think we've teased the audience enough. Can you give us 1 or 2 examples of some of the activities that our participants see on a weekly basis? Okay, Gabe, if you'll take us away and share with us, what do we see on camera?
You got it. So there's a few aspects to this, a few brain operations. When I'm introducing it to folks, all I'm trying to say, or for you guys, is try to read this the best you can. That's the first clue I'll give. I'll try not to give too many clues, because essentially what we want is cognitively for there to be effort applied. And by there being effort applied, there's a demand on the brain. And then because it's creative, it has to utilize more brain power. So those are the two factors. So by not giving a lot of info, you see what people come up with and how fast it comes out at me, or, you know, the facilitator. So try to read it the best you can. And the other clue would be try to use the numbers as representations of capital letters.
Okay, because I was going to say 7R, 4N.
Correct.
Train your
Correct.
brain.
Correct.
Ooh, I think I've got it. Train your brain to see the good in every situation. Wow.
Got it. So then we would move, we'd see if the crowd, if everyone got it. You know, some people move faster than others. But there's a theme, there's a rhythm also to the session. So here's another category. Essentially, we're going to work with visual spatial perception, depth of field, processing. There's different opacities, or things are more transparent than others. And the objective here is we're just going to try to find, well, we will articulate it, or we'll say it like this. We're going to try to find the lowest to highest number. That'll be my first clue. And then sometimes people may or may not be able to find that out, and then I'll throw another clue. But for you guys, from highest to lowest, what number is missing?
2.
Okay, so we have a 2. Do we have any other answers or submissions here?
8, is 8 missing?
Good answer. All right, I like that. The 8 is over here. It isn't typically something remembered because it doesn't have the center missing. Basis.
Okay.
So that was a great answer. I'm glad that came up. For the lowest to highest numbers, that would be 1 over here in orange. Some people might not see that color. We also play with that aspect of cognition. And then 9, which would be the bottom right. And correct 2 would not be there. So those are all actually great answers because they brought up good points of it. All right, so what we have here is just typical, you know, typography, stuff that we would see. We have a different pattern of thinking, a different pattern of reading. So as opposed to left to right, typically, there are those that are familiarized with reading other ways, which is presented in sessions. I work with, and we work with different folks. So some get it real quick, others, it's just more processing, which is fine. And we're just going to try to read this to the best of our ability again. And the only clue I'll give is we're starting from right to left.
Okay. It is not enough to have a good mind.
Mhm.
The main thing is to use it well.
Correct. And we have a little bit of irony because clearly that takes some mind processing, and in it in itself that you're doing it, you're using it well, I suppose.
This was I'm shocked at how well I did. I can't believe it, April. But you know, one question for you: where can entertaining the brain maintain its game?
Well, there's a lot of aspects to that. You can do it in any aspect in one's life. So anything that's new, novel, that you can apply in real life time is beneficial. So what Kimberly mentioned priorly, there's a big variable to things being fun and how it benefits cognition, how it benefits people's day-to-day. If you're living with memory loss or any kind of cognitive situation, you can understand it's challenging to find when you're stuck not in a circle. It's challenging for a person in that mindset to get out of it, to try to find something new. But if someone can facilitate it, or someone can try to apply it, something as simple as your cooking habits, or how you engage with, let's suppose, a computer, how you decide to go about the process of using it. There's all pieces you can apply, and it's imperative in the aging process. It's applicable. I mean, I work with children all the way to centenarians, and if something isn't processed in a way that captivates the individual, then essentially it isn't very, it won't apply as well. It becomes monotonous. So something, typically, if you like it at one degree or the other, it neurologically has a benefit of stimulating you. So by doing so, you're making it that you're changing the chemistry of the brain in real time by what and how you're doing something.
Excellent explanation, Gabriel. Kimberly, just last question for you. What's some of the feedback that you're getting from caregivers or the participants regarding neuroscience and the ways that we are supporting brain health?
They really enjoy it. It was different. I think a lot of them in the beginning were, like you said, stumped. Even their caregivers are in the background trying to solve it and figure out or give them cues. They really like it. They enjoy it. It kind of, they said it stimulated. One lady told me that it stimulated her mom. And throughout the day, she kept kind of repeating one of the phrases that they, figured out in one of those. And so she was like, she said it all day. She said it a couple of times. So it stuck with her. So they let us know that it clicked something on and it was working.
Oh, that is so meaningful to me to know that the programs that you all, the recommendations that you bring forward and we're able to give to our seniors is so important. Gabriel and Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you. I'm honored to have the opportunity and share the knowledge and the fun.
All right, stay tuned for closing thoughts. We are so glad you shared your time with us today. It is our hope that you gained some valuable information to some of the resources and programs that we offer in the Department of Senior Services and ways to engage loved ones and support brain health and yours too. Hopefully we piqued your interest with the recipe showcased by our own chef, Quentin Boswell. Send us a picture of your version of his dish and we may feature you on a future show or on our website. It is our mission to improve the quality of life for older adults through the development and coordination of programs and supportive services that encourage independence and enhance overall well-being for seniors, caregivers, and the community we serve. We welcome your feedback and the opportunity to speak with you further about these and more services. For more information about these programs and our department, contact us at 404-613-6000, or you can email us at seniorservices@fultoncountyga.gov. You may also follow us at Fulton Info. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Connect, powered by the Department of Senior Services.